There we go.
There we go.
How are you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Wow, give me up. Let's doing good. It feels right being back in here with you.
I kind of felt like a stray kitten for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. It's been too long. I think the last time we did it was 3 weeks ago. Which obviously what we want to do is what we're gonna do is every other week, but my schedule got in the way of that. So I feel I missed you, man. Missed you,
dude. Like it's all likewise, but you know what? Rather than dwelling on the past, here we fucking are, and I'm fucking ready, dude.
Sure, yes, sir. Same here. I feel like a lot's kind of going down too, not just with MidEvils, but with NFTs in general and like crypto. I mean, like Bitcoin is for better or for worse, you know. So it's interesting right now.
It's definitely not like the richest moment in life if you're looking at like a monetary perspective, but you know what? Like look at all the friendships we're building.
Yeah, right now I'm like, what my KPI for like crypto is less so how much money I'm making and more about just like, am I having fun? I guess like, you know.
Oh yeah,
it's that time of year, I guess.
We're definitely coping hard.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
I'll tell
you that.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, let's. I mean, like we see some of like the people we love to see here. We see a bunch of like MidEvil holders, fellow founders. We see 886, not my day job. Colin Robinson, Mr. Huddle, Hyuga, and you know what? This is basically like Vince McMahon could not have scripted it better, Candy, because with Hyuga being within this chat, being the founder of Misfits, and we're called Free Mania, dude. Did you basically while you're gone? Did you basically see what happened within like the NFT landscape a little bit?
Yeah, so I was like, I was keeping on top of some of the stuff, namely with Misfits, and then Anomaly was interesting because that was a whole like journey, you know. And then, but yeah, I think the main thing about Misfits that caught my eye at the beginning, and I think for a lot of people, was like the art was just like really cool. And then it being a free mint. I think that you probably know more about it. Because for those who don't know, I was gone for the week, but I still had Twitter, so I was like snooping around, and it's pretty sick. Yeah, I was even just like looking at Magic Eden right now to cop one, and I'm like, oh dang, they're a little pricier than I thought they were.
Dude, like, it's interesting, right? So basically, anyone who hasn't tuned in, let this cat give you like a TLDR. What basically happened is that a few of like the more prominent projects within like the market, which were about to mint, they released for free, and they actually did really well. If we're looking at Anomaly, for example, and I'll tell you this, like, hats off to Artie to make like the adjustment when he needed to, because right now they're doing really well. Anomaly, they initially planned a refundable mint for 1 Solana. Well, it's fair to say that the mint went dog shit, and like then they went to like half a Solana mint. That I felt like that was still really ambitious as well. It has nothing to do with the art, because like, dude, I think like the art is fucking good. Like I dig this one for sure. They decided to, they slipped over banana peel, decided, fuck it, we're going to like, this art needs to be out there, and they launched it for free. And afterwards, I mean, like, it's so interesting because like you see communities forming, you see like highs, lows, like you see new like collectors stepping in, etc. So far it's working.
Yeah, the signal to me is Legend, who's like a DeGod collector and a big MidEvil collector. He's like making tweets, and so I was like, after I saw his tweet this morning, I was like, maybe I need to go run and grab one. I did. I bought one this morning. I tweeted about it because I was like, yeah, I like it. There's some clean ones in there. Like I always say like with a good collection, you know, the top 5% are grails or whatever, you know. So I think I found a good one, you know. I had to go.
Which one are you talking about right now?
Anomaly.
Oh yeah,
Let's
dude.
see, I'm gonna my tweet.
Man,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. My schlong is so big within that ecosystem, Candy. Dude, I minted a bunch and like I kind of slipped over banana peel. I'm in profits.
Here you go. Wait, I have a question. I have a question. So you minted, did you mint for 1 Sol or like at the beginning?
No, because I thought, sorry.
What did they do for people who minted it? Did he like airdrop like free ones or something to people?
I think they refunded. They refunded. Yeah, LA Gents actually like minted for 1 Sol or like half a Sol, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
Shall we actually just like get to like the other screen where we can actually like show people like what we're talking about?
Yeah, I'm down. That way people can see what people are cooking.
But I got fucking 5 1-out-of-1s, dude, and I'm still in profit. Yeah, dude.
Did you buy them or did you just mint them?
No, I bought them, but like I bought them extremely cheap, and then I traded my way up. I basically traded a 1-out-of-1 for like another 1-out-of-1 plus like 2.5 Solana plus like a floor plus 2 misfits, and I'm like, I'm gone. Yeah. I had a few lucky buys, and I'm a happy cat right now. Give me 1 second. There we go.
Dude, I gotta get on the lucky buys because everyone's just ripping that. You know?
I wouldn't. You're only hearing like the good stories, right?
Yeah. I guess that's true, huh? I guess that's true.
But I'll tell you this much, dude. The art is fucking sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in there. And dude, I saw the tweet. They made like a tweet where it's like you can get your anomaly on a shirt because like their whole thing is like they're doing like pretty high quality like merch or whatever.
It's true.
And so I'm like, maybe I'll hop on that. But yeah, look at the detail. It's pretty sick.
Dude, you know what's just fucking sick? This is like the furthest I can zoom in.
Well, dang, that's it's 5,000. The canvas size is 5,000 by 5,000, which is massive. Like for DeGods, we were like 3,028 by 2,028. So yeah, these things are high res as hell. That's for sure.
What's the one for mid?
It's 2048 by 2048. We wanted it a little like we learned this with DeGods. Like that's kind of all you need to do before, you know, because when you're uploading, like things just get super heavy. You know, there's just so much. This is true. And you kind of don't need them that big, but I respect going 5,000 by 5,000. I get it.
It's true. I mean, like, dude, like I'll tell you this much. I think like the art is fucking nuts. Like if you're talking about like a free mint, dude, I think it really speaks to like where we're at within the market, right? Because I think like Candy, if anything, it really shows that like we don't have the liquidity for like having like these deep mints, like these big raises, right? But there's a clear demand for like people to enjoy art and to just like have like a community form and build upon that.
Yeah, I think that's like, I think it says a lot to the founder to like, you know, initially want to raise and then move it to free and then keep on going. You know, I think that like says a lot about intentionality. Same with the misfits. You know, they were always going to be free, but just like, you know, that people are down because a lot of times people will buy a free, like there's always free mints that are happening, you know, whatever, but they're usually like pretty degenerate. Like they're never quality, you know, because people are like, oh yeah, I'll hop on this for 2 days. I know like Hawk is like a big, like, he's always like buying like new NFTs or like getting like free ones and stuff, but you know, they're always like, and he would say this, like they're always just like a flash in the pan, like they're gone next week. But like the misfits or anomaly, like these are like legit projects that have like cool ideas behind them. And I think that like the question becomes with everything in this space is how do you sustain it, right? Like, you know, because like volume is so, I mean, they have good volume. Like Misfits has over 1,000 Solana volume, which is sick. But it's like, how do you sustain that? How do you like build something to where like, you know, a month, 2 months from now, you know, they can keep on going. And so I think that's what I'm curious about. But the cool thing too, from a founder's perspective, is like, because it's free, it takes a lot of pressure off. Like I think it hopefully allows them to be more creative with what they do, and kind of gives them more freedom, you know, not as tied down, I guess.
It's true. I mean, like, you know what, like it also, like, it's some great food for thought if perchance they would basically choose like, hey, like right now we're going to go for like a higher royalty rate. I think it's really defendable, right? And like it might be like dog shit right here, right now, but like whenever we're trading at higher prices, I think it's fair to say like, hey, like at the very least, like anyone and everyone had like the opportunity to get these MFers for free.
Yeah. I think not that I'm like the arbiter of truth here or anything like that, but if I was in that position as them, I think I would just focus on the community. Like, I would focus on the fact that you know, people are collecting rares. Like, you know, when I went to the Anomaly floor, I didn't want to buy a floor. Like, I wanted to buy like a cool one, like a rare one.
True.
And so, and I think that we're in a situation, and this is something we see with the MidEvils like a lot. You know, I think the collector experience is super, super important. And so in this down period, which dude, we have no idea how long it's going to last. I mean, it might last a while. The best thing that you can do as a founder, especially for these guys here, is to just like foster the community, like create a space for them that is like in their world. And then obviously you'd be working on things and have cool ideas, but that way you can kind of like, you know, come up with and save for and have ideas for like when price is higher and when like volume is actually cooking. Because I think that like that's not happening right now as much. And so, you know, I think the community, and that's for MidEvils, like that's been the biggest thing for the project. Like we just have a good group of guys and people that are in there that are, you know, excited about the project, who are collecting the art, and I think it helps that like we're doing things too, you know. But that's a really important thing to not forget about.
It's interesting, right? Like I had the Degenerate Ape Academy on like a few days ago, and that was definitely one of my favorite videos. As in like what's that?
Who did you have on?
Dictator.
Oh, nice. Oh, heck yeah. Why was that? What did you guys talk about?
Basically like what happened, as in like the history lesson, but like also what now, right? Like and basically like the whole MO of like, what do you do as a brand right here, right now, other than just like sitting on provenance, right? And like, what is the added value you're creating? I'm seeing like an interesting comment here. Crypto T asking like, question: a lot of us are in many communities and all of their Discord are fighting for attention. It's true. Just go for the best one. Like make those MFers fight. Like make those founders work for their royalties.
I don't even think of it like royalties, just because like there's literally no money to be made in NFT royalties right now. So it's like it's more just like I want to have the best Discord because I want the best project on Solana. Like that's actually all that I care about. Is like and so it's like how do you gauge like what's the indicator for best project on Solana? I would definitely say it's not market cap, because I don't think that like Mad Lads is the best project on Solana at all. You know, just because they have a high floor price doesn't make them good.
You know what? Sorry, like it's a little like hard. I guess like this is like the shitty part if you're not physically there. I mean, like I'm a hard cat reading the room, but dude, it's about creating moments, right? What else is there?
Yeah, I think that like that's what I would gauge. Like if I am fighting for attention as a founder, you know, like I want to have the best Discord. Like I want people to like come in and get a MidEvil and enjoy what we're doing. And so it's like that's what I'm fighting against. So, but it's like fun. It's like a competition, you know. It's like it's all in good fun, you know. But I think it is interesting that, you know, back in 2022, 23, like internally, like everything was so important on like biggest market cap, like biggest project on Solana. But I think like now my thoughts on that have like changed, just because, and we always used to say, like, it was kind of a meme, like floor price doesn't matter, but it was all about floor price. But I think that like now it's like, yeah, and that's the infinite fun like thesis, is just creating fun moments for people on the internet. And it's like the people who get to experience that will have like a really incredible time, and they'll tell their friends, and like, you know, it's gonna be really fun. And it's like, do I think it's realistic right now that MidEvils is trading at a 15 Solana floor? Like, no, because like, you know, we just don't have that kind of liquidity right now. But I think that like, you know, we're gearing up, you know, we're getting there, but it's just like, it's slow and steady, you know?
I think like the floor price is a fucking horrible metric for MidEvils, and I'll tell you why, Candy. Because like floor price, it's not a real representation about like what the project is about at the end of the day. One might look at floor price and be like, well, it's just like ammunition for like the next burn, right? But if you're looking at like a few statistics, one being like how many would like qualify as between like what's your grill to floor ratio? And I think for MidEvils, it will be probably delusionally high. Right? I mean, like I made like a fucking tier list on just like the primeval skins, for example. There are 35 skins of primes, right? Which is, any prime is just like taking that, like it qualifies as a semi grill at the very least. Like in DeGod terms, I would say like at the very least an ape, because like you have to physically burn like two mids for it. So I think like if you're looking at the floor, what would qualify as like a floor on MidEvils will be only a fraction compared to like other NFT brands, because like this is what you guys have been building at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why we did it, why we focused so hard on floor burns the first 8-9 months of the project, is because it does make the floor almost obsolete. Like now, if you go into buy sell trade in our Discord channel, like floors are like hot commodity. Like, you know, there's a big, like, people want them because people don't want to burn grails. But pretty soon, people are gonna start having to burn grails if they like want to participate on stuff. And so, yeah, I think like if someone were to just like do 2 minutes of research and look at the MidEvils floor price, they might be like, oh, you know, whatever. But if you know that this project is just cooking behind the, and it's like, if we made royalties off of OTC sales, like it'd be awesome, you know, but we don't, and that's totally fine. But like, there's a lot that's cooking in the background that people just don't see if they're, you know, looking at it just magically in their answer.
You know what? You actually gave me like a really good idea. We should probably have like a talk about like at one point. I actually have like, because like there might be actually like a way for like founders to make royalties based on like OTC deals, right? And like, I'm not like, it's not, let me cook a little bit, right? It's about like the added value at the end of the day, right? There would be like, it could be a lot of fun to actually have like these kind of like Dutch auctions, right? To where people would actually like talk about like the grills, and like let's say if you as a founder could actually like yap about like the process of making like that particular piece or whatever, could be fun.
No, that is true. I think maybe you're cooking here, because like, well, for example, we have like, there's a little bit of lore within like the MidEvils mint. We have this NFT. Can you show them the Merlin cat? So we have this NFT. One? Yeah, the full one, the one that's lost. So during the mint, we did an airdrop to Gwyn's holders, but we did the snapshot wrong, and we accidentally airdropped some MidEvils to the, I think it was the Tensor escrow wallet, or maybe it was the Magic Eden escrow wallet. And basically those NFTs that were airdropped in there are like, they're gone, and we can't get them. So one of the ones that was airdropped was the one of one Merlin, which is like the Merlin's cloak and the Merlin's hat, the beard. I mean, it's a freaking grail. It's literally a grail. Yeah, it's this
It's
one.
a one-on-one.
Yeah, it's true. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna save the Merlin, and we're gonna Bob and I are working on a way to auction it, because we're trying to figure out like how do we distribute it in a way that's fair. It's like, oh, we should probably auction it. And I think this will be like a really cool moment within the community, and like cool, and also like create some discourse around it. But you got me thinking, Kat, like, what if there's a way for people to auction their grails if they want, and it's like, if there's
It's kind of why I started this channel.
Yeah. I feel like you've been talking about it for a while, like this, huh? Like,
yeah, we'll get there though, like at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, like now that Bob is helping out, like he's been really great on, developing some stuff for us, and, just makes that whole process so much easier. So if it's something that people are interested in, I'm always down to try it out. And if we build it and people don't use it, I'm not too mad about it, but I think that like it'd be cool because I have grails, and sometimes I just don't want to, I don't know, like it's hard to know true value, especially because we don't have a floor price is not a marker of value for these NFTs, for MidEvils at least. And so it's like, for grails, it's kind of like always a game of like, okay, what is it actually worth? What are people willing to pay? Maybe there's a way where people can auction with other mids, and there's like, I don't know how to think about it, but I'm curious. I'm curious.
Well, I mean, like, I'm all ears, man. Like, I always wanted to like do something like in that kind of segment, right? Because like it brings more passion to like the collectability of things, right? Because like you're not, I mean, like, let's say like we would like slip over banana peel, and you would just like airdrop this one like randomly, right? But like I think like a big part of art at the end of the day is that you're not just buying like the pixels, you're buying the journey, you're buying like a piece of history, right? You're buying something you might like. I mean, like, look at my like DeGods profile picture, right? Like the part that like it used to be scoops, right? And like he capitulated at the bottom, and like I get to inherent that, right? At the end of the day. But if you just like dump it into bits and like sell it on secondaries like a Horus like standing behind a window, right? It deserves more love than that. And I kind of feel that like especially within like the grill segment of things, if you not only like sell like the pixels, but like also like the history, the lore, and like you get to add the value, I think you're gonna have like a better time finding someone who actually like appreciates that kind of value accordingly. So I think like both parties would actually like it more. Yeah,
I've always thought that I agree with everything you're saying, because the secondary marketplaces just feel I don't know, it just doesn't feel like respectful for like the art, like you can just dump your NFT into bids, and like there's no provenance, there's no history. Like Bob is working on, we're I guess we haven't said this, but Bob, we're making a website for Gwent. We want to have like a place for like the art to exist, like the gallery, everything, and Bob is helping with that. And one of the features on it is it shows like the transaction history. It shows like all the different wallets that like that Gwyn has like been through.
Nice.
And I think that's cool because like, it shows like some of the Gwyns have like never left. Some people bought them for only one soul, and then they just held it. And then because of that, they've been airdropped MidEvils and like, all that stuff. But some people have like traded it or sold it. And so even including that, like highlighting that transaction history is cool, because, and that's one of the reasons why the blockchain and crypto is so cool, is like that never leaves. Like that information will exist. I mean, could be until the apocalypse, and so,
it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, as long as Hyperliquid doesn't like fucking wouldn't like make sure we're ending without a job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, until someone, I guess, decides to blow up the database, but it's that won't happen, hopefully.
True.
But
No.
But I think that like, that's like an important part of trading, and I've always felt like the marketplaces don't I don't know, don't honor like a lot of the artistic parts of the NFT itself. But I'm interested in like auction, like a Dutch auction site. It's a good idea.
It's true. It's true. I mean, and more than anything, right? It will be a shitload of fun. I think more than anything, what is like very important now is that we as an industry actually like are inviting people to just like take a look inside, like why we're still this passionate about it, right? Why is it like so much fun? I mean, like, you know what, like especially within the discords, within the servers, I don't think you would say like it's bear market. Like you have like a lot of like business activities going on, like people are not yapping on floor price, etc., etc. And more than anything, I mean, like MidEvils, like they're just fucking not. It's just like a bunch of like retarded artists just like getting like upping their portfolio at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, totally. And so I think it definitely feels healthy, like the space and everything. It's just like I mean, crypto in general is just so bearish right now, you know, and it's like
yeah, we're cooked.
It's tough. It's really tough. So even the fact that like there's projects that are minting for free and they're not just like deleting their socials the next day is like awesome. You know, it's like, you know, it's sick that like there's people that are actually building and like, and I always think that, you know, it's like why Solana's always been so cool is we have the infrastructure is so solid, you know, to build, and like the community is so legit. And so it's like you can like the fact that like, you know, these projects are making money off of like royalties at all is like really awesome. And so like there is activity, like there is people that are interested. And so price is never a complete indicator, you know. What is this, bro? Wait, that's a Utes trait, a hot dog trait, top left.
Really? Did
okay? This is some wait. And that's Frank right there, dog. That's so funny.
I mean, like that's definitely PMG. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude, this is crazy. So I don't know what this project is.
It's Wonderboss.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, dude, heck yeah.
Like one of the I think like there's 4 projects which actually did quite well: Wonderboss, Liminals, Anomaly, and Misfits Order.
Yeah, okay. I know Wonderboss. I was like tripping because this basically like back in like 2 years ago we were working on a Utes 2 project. We were gonna do like DeGods but for Utes, and we were ripping like so many traits, and this is one of them. It was like a hot dog, it was like a puffer suit with like in a hot dog, and so it's funny to see that. I'm trying to remember, did we release those traits? We must have at some point.
Maybe like wait, I might be cooking up something.
It makes me want to pull up the Figma page of that project, but I don't know if I can. Like,
no, I think I actually have something better. Wait, you know what? Give me a second. Let me cook for a second, Candy. Wait, because I do believe that DeGods actually have like the generator.
Oh, does that include? Oh yeah, I heard about this generator. It's like pasta kind of crypto.
Yeah, it's actually quite cool. Generator DeGods. Maybe I'll Google.
Is it on their website? Hold on.
No, it's generator.d.xyz. Let me. There you go.
Okay, I'm pulling it up too.
Utes.
Oh, yo. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, holy shit. This is crazy seeing all these traits. I'm looking at my computer too. If you scroll, like, yeah, dang.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie though.
You were cooking.
This would have been like so fucking sick. I also, dude, like having said that, Candy, I kind of feel that if you're looking at the DeGods team, right, probably letting go of like the Utes IP at some point might be like a very good like decision. In my book, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the, I think, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on this.
I mean, like maybe
Short story, yes, I agree. I think that I think
Sure.
DeGods is currently it is not held down by Utes. It's just like it's just fractured. Um, and so I think that like in order for DeGods to grow past the Frank era, like in order for DeGods to grow, it has to separate itself from like from Frank and from kind of like not, it doesn't have to separate itself from the history, but like there's a lot of things that are attached to it from like a narrative perspective. Frank is one of those, and then Utes is obviously one of those as well. And so I think the brand needs to grow into itself and create new stories, create something new. And I think Utes needs the same thing. Like Utes right now is so DeGods. I don't even know if it's possible to like, but and again, I don't know like who's a buyer for the Utes IP. Like how much is that worth? How much is the team willing to separate itself from Utes? Like those are all questions I don't know. I also think buying NFT IP is just like, I mean, what's the ROI on that? It's like you have to have a really good idea to spend money on Utes IP and do something with it that's going to make money, because I don't think it would be smart for the DeGods team to just give it away, unless it made a lot of sense. But
you can always have these kind of deals to where you basically have a split in the royalties, for example.
Yeah, sure. And I think I'm even seeing Legend in here. He's like, the ROI is extraction. I think that, I think that would be the fear, right? Is like they would take the IP and then do a second mint or do something with it that's scammy. It would have to be like, someone's coming in and is wanting to build an IRL, a pudgy play with it or something, where it's they're not minting anything new. They're just taking they're taking it and they're, building something real, something tangible with it, whether that's a freaking toy or whether that's a comic book or whether that's whatever. It just would require a lot of money and a lot of time, and so I just don't know what that would look like. I think it's a fun idea. It's fun if it's something I would, as a creative, I'm interested in it, but it's just it's so hard,
It is hard, but you know what? Anything in life is hard. And you know what? Coming to if we're talking about it anyways, Pudgy Penguin fucking sucks on the art, dude. So, dude, if we're just being real, I'm not saying the company, because obviously they did very well, but I think the art looks fucking retarded.
Well, to be fair to them, it was a D-Rug. Luca bought Pudgies after they minted. So I think in a different world, because Luca's a cool guy. He's tasteful. I think he probably would have done a better job, but they kind of got dealt the hand they got,
But you can only respect that, right? I think they did extremely well with it. But let's just I think the Utes kind of vibe, right? The Utes kind of art will probably suit their company direction a lot better.
Yeah, I think so. I think at this point though, it's too now Pudgy's I don't know. There's this. We used to talk about this a lot back, because there's a lot of different types of NFTs. One NFT that we always loved was Cryptodes by Grumplin. That's an ETH project, and that art is sick. It's pixel art, but it's also kind of ugly, and the colors are dark. Yeah, look it up. We honestly, that's one of my favorite NFT projects from an art perspective. But you can kind of get used to it after. Yeah, this is them. It's kind of ugly, but if you kind of if you sit with it for a little bit, you're like, oh, I think it's actually kind of a vibe. And Grumplin is a really cool artist or whatever. So with Pudgies, I'm now the simplicity of the traits and the vector art, now that everything's contextualized, now that it's a really sick IRL product, I'm actually it's kind of sick, and so right now Utes, because there's nothing with Utes around them, I'm the art isn't the art is cool, but the art isn't attached to anything that's inherently valuable, and that's tough, and that's a tough spot for it to be in.
It is, but you know what? Equally, it isn't, because any kind of advancement here would be like a step in the right direction, right? I think like can you just like imagine the DeGods account just tweeting youths, right? What would that do to like you and I both know it, like
that's 2023 thinking, dude. Like that would just get them in more trouble, because then people would be like, oh, like we got to buy youths now, and then they literally didn't do anything. Like they just made a tweet, you know. It's like we got to get past that moment. We got to get past that, because it's not like, it's just fake, you know. It's just hype. It's, you know, it's like a lot of like the reason Pudgies is like has succeeded through the shit that we're in right now is because there's real value, like there's real things being built with it. And I think that like if you try to go back to like where it was before, it's just gonna piss people off, and it's gonna create momentary like fake excitement, you know. So I think for you to succeed, there has to be something real, like a real guy who's working on a real idea that's like building real value. Otherwise, it's like it's just gonna keep on staying the same. I don't know.
You know what? I do kind of feel that NFTs are not really rocket science at the end of the day. Like, I'm just being real, Candy, and like why I'm fucking with you guys a lot is because like you are quite literally doing what I always thought to myself, you just gotta do it, right? So what do I mean by that? Like it's art, it looks dope, but you want to entertain people along the way, and it doesn't not need to be like to the extent to where you're hitting a home run, or like you go for like a season 2, or you go for, right? But it should be exciting enough to where there's just like, it's worth it to make content about, like it's worth it to basically pay your attention to, right? And I think whether it's through your burning mechanism, whether it's through another mechanism, who gives a shit, right? But as long as you basically take people on some kind of a journey, and make them enjoy it along the way, because like, okay, like here's like a little bit of criticism though, Candy.
Yeah.
What I kind of noticed with like you, but like also from like the DeGods team, etc., right, is that like there seems to be like some kind of a trauma with like people getting mad at you guys, and like I get it, but like one thing to like, there's going to be like a time and place to where I'll be fact checked, like, hey, remember when you said you actually liked the art? Well, the project is dead right now. Shit happens. People are retarded. Like, we're all human, right? Like, it is what it is.
No, yeah, that's a fair criticism also. Yeah, I think I mentioned this a lot, but even like the idea of like making money in general, you know, is like, it's like I have nightmares about that, you know, just from people. Because dude, I mean, we got freaking docs, like our house got, you know, like the DeGod team. I don't know, like it was sketchy for a long time. So anyway, there's some fear there. But
I get that.
I think you're right. Like even in this conversation, I'm like, maybe I don't agree with fully what I'm saying, because like let's say the DeGods team tweets you or whatever, and then let's say they make a super simple website, and then it's like a really simple like scavenger hunt type thing, and then now all of a sudden people are like, oh dang, like it's cool, like maybe I'll buy one because I want to see what they're going to do with it. You know, it's really not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It just like requires whoever's in charge to just be creative and to be consistently outputting. I think like that's my fear.
Yes.
Like making a tweet and it's like, you know, oh, we're back or whatever, and then it's like nothing. You know, it's like if you're gonna play that game, if you're gonna play the subtle like mystery game, that's fine. You just got to keep it going, and I think that's where a lot of it dies out.
For sure, you just got to fucking deliver, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, dude, like I do it too. Like, hey guys, I've been cooking. Like in a few hours, I'm gonna present you XYZ. You just have to over deliver, or like at the very least, like try to over deliver.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like people are gonna like it. People are not, like, some people might fuck with it, like some people might not. But like you just have to follow up. You cannot just like, I think like a big problem within like the space is that like at some point making money must have been like so fucking easy to where you get like individuals just making a tweet which is just like minus IQ, but like at some point like they get larger than life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. I agree. It was a different time, and we're just in a different time now. But that doesn't mean that a lot of the game plan that was like put into action still doesn't work. Because humans, like, we always, like, especially collectors, like, we just want a reason to collect things. Like for me, again, like I'm a huge baseball fan. Baseball's like the best thing ever, and I like collect baseball cards, and it's fun. Like, if I think a player's doing well, like if he's like actually having a good season, I'll be interested. I'll be like, all right, actually I might follow you. Maybe I'll buy one of your cards or whatever, and I'll like try to trade up or something like that. And so all it takes is for like some little bit of hope. Like if one of these guys like has like a 3-game hitting streak or something, or I'm like, oh, maybe I'll buy your card. Even though it's like lizard brain. It's like I'm not thinking too deep about it. So it's probably the same for NFTs.
I mean, like, we're gonna find out. I kind of feel that we're in a position right here, right now, to where speculators have left, right? Like, I think like we're not in a point in time, and maybe like this is a nice little like segue to like the segment of like where are we at within the cycle, right? But we're in a point of time to where you see like a lot of collectors stepping in. You see like no one really cares about like, I mean, like obviously if floor price goes up, I'll be the first one to just book myself a nice vacation. I'm not gonna lie, but equally it's fun to collect, and like that's the basis, right? And like we probably won't see like such a hefty kind of run up for like a longer time, but like sooner or later it's gonna come. I mean, like it's been like the same for fucking Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I think, totally. And that's, everything is cyclical, and it's like, that's why I'm not completely bearish. And like I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been here at all if I was completely bearish. Like I'm every chance I get, I'm talking to people about crypto, and I'm like, I think it's awesome. But I think that, again, I mean, I don't have much new things to say about like where we're at in the market, because I think that we're here for a while. I would say we've been here for the last 3 months. Like when MidEvils minted, people were like, oh dang, like this is bottom, it can't get worse, and it definitely did.
Sure.
And so it's like, do I think it could get worse? Yeah. Like I think we've all, for some different reason, we've seen things get worse than we thought could possibly happen. Worse than we possibly thought it ever could, which sucks. But we've also just seen like Solana hit all-time highs, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Like, it's like, I think we'll come back, when that happens, more liquidity comes. But so, yeah, the thesis has always just been like, build, like just keep on working. And that's what Johnny and I with MidEvils, like we're always just, we're always talking about how, as long as we're just working on the project and we're being true to what we say, and we're like interacting with the community, and we're valuing the community, and then, eventually things will be better, but right now that's not the case. And that's okay. Like I'm okay with that, because there's nothing I can do, to make price go up. Like,
Okay, for anyone listening to this fucking crap, I am a lot more positive. It's like the darkest before the dawn. Candy, dude, it's okay, but you can be like fucking emotional about these things. I am euphoric at the fucking bottom, folks. This is the time to meet. Candy, I'll tell you why, dude. Many of these charts have already broken out, right? Yeah. Against Solana, they're not having like a great chart versus or like a great time versus the US dollar. We don't care about the dollar. Fucking print those MFers. I don't care. I just care about NFTs. Just 3-letter, like different letters, better letters. No USD, NFT, my man. We've already broken out. We're testing, right? I think this is like, how much worse can it get? And like the fact of the matter is, if you're, let me just like get like the Wall Street kind of
how much worse could it Yeah, that's the famous last words, dog.
Well, Wall Street psychology.
No, that DeGod chart is pretty sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's true, and also like when you're looking at like just look at this MFR.
This is a meme, dog. This is a meme. This is crazy.
What is a meme?
Just this chart. I've seen this so many times, and everyone thinks they know where they're at in the chart. But I'm just such a pessimist.
Fuck. Let me. There you go.
Yeah, where do you think we are? I'm curious where you think we are.
Well, just have a look.
Okay.
Where do you think we are? Oh, wait, by the way, like I'm not gonna be. You just asked me that same question, so let me go first. We had like the clear euphoria, and like the drop off, right?
Sure.
If you're looking at like the clear euphoria drop off, right? I think if you're just looking at the sentiment, right, where the people want to pretty much like publicly hang Frank, I would probably say that was around here. This was probably like this was probably your anger kind of like sentiment within the market.
And that was,
and I
when
think,
was that? Was that a year ago?
No,
Longer.
1.5 year, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
basically I would say like the nail in the coffin there was like when they went to like the to Telegram. I think like that was like the last straw, and like the DeGod token, I think like they truly fucked up there. Don't get me wrong, but I also kind of feel like it would have happened anyways.
Yeah, anyways.
Right. So then basically the message is on, it's never gonna be a thing anymore, market is fucked, yada yada yada. We've been going sideways for quite literally a year.
Yeah.
And I think I made like a video on this, like your friend, like Threat Guy, he said like, it's not even real, you guys. And like, I think that literally qualifies as like a, as a disbelief rally, which it was. But you can only have like so many disbelief rallies, right? And like if you're looking at like the structure, kind of like small little disclaimer, folks, anyone tuning in right here right now, I'm probably autistic. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm wearing like a cat mask, right? Do not follow me for financial advisor, but I'm definitely entitled to have my own opinion. Sure. What we're seeing here is just like a retest on like a Head and Shoulders, really.
Yeah, I mean, doing chart analysis on NFTs is always funny because I mean, it works. Sometimes you can do it, but it's just like it's so small, like, it's so niche, where it's like all it takes. You saw this a lot with like meme coins too. You know, it's like when you have a small pool, all it takes is one person to buy one day or over the course of a week, and then shit is the most bullish you've ever seen. You know, and so I'm like, I think it needs a little more. Here's my thing. Here's me doing analysis on NFTs. It's a lot less chart work and a lot more. What is the founder actually saying or doing? And it's like that's where I'm like, okay, this is actually interesting. This is something that I'm down to follow, because it's like, you know, yeah, things have been moving sideways and like for a while now. Like DeGods has been bearish basically for 2 years.
Sure.
And I think I think we could talk a lot about why that is. I think NFTs have been bearish for about 2 years.
Sure.
because there's just no liquidity. Liquidity went all the meme coins, and for good reason, because people were making literally $500,000 a day on trades. You know, like it was insane. It was just ridiculous. People were making more money on meme coins than they'd ever made on NFTs, you know, from like a macro perspective. And so for me, when I think about like, okay, what makes an NFT bullish? Like, why am I interested? It's a lot less about like, okay, who's buying, and about you know, a lot more about like what is the like actually doing. And so when I think
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, like Pasta's doing what he can do. You know, I think he's like doing good things. I think the generator, the raffles, like all of that is really cool. But I think that like, and I think that like I've had conversations with Pasta. Like I think there's a lot of ideas and things that they want to do. So I think DeGods is a cool project to be a part of, especially when you think of like legacy projects. Like if I'm thinking of like old 2021 projects that I would want to buy, actually, like biases aside, I would probably be interested in DeGods just because there's things that are still happening. Like, you know, there's activity, there's you know, Pasta's involved, like, you know, other people are still involved. The collector base is massive. The Discord is alive, you know, so it's like, it has a lot of those marks. But I gotta separate myself from charts just because like all it takes is one, is just a good week and two, and then, you know, people are buying, and then, you know, but then what happens when that fizzles out? That's why we've never with mids reached out to people, whales, about buying, just because like, okay, if FLC sweeps, cool, but then people are just gonna like, they're just gonna sell, they're just gonna, you know, they're gonna, you know,
it's true.
It has to go along with something cool, like a reason for like to get the entire ecosystem bought in on it, you know.
So my point of view is really different. My point of view is that it always happens in like a similar kind of fashion, right? And like even like the behavior of like the founders, because, and like my attest to that is, this is like the fractal from MidEvils, based on the DeGods chart. Why, like in that same kind of logic, why did MidEvils go up when you guys released orcs? Right? And like that's kind of like make it make sense. It like, I don't know how, I don't know why, but it's like the same, like to me it's the same kind of reason that you can chart like the way like the COVID spread. You can see like harmonics and like tweets per minute and like those kind of things, and they play out. And like if not, then it's just like super coincidental.
I think, I mean, I think that the reason we went up after orcs is because it was something for people to do. Like it wasn't like we tweeted about this cool thing and then it went up. Like with MidEvils, what we're seeing, again, we're a new project, only 9 months. Every like things are like the lows are getting higher. Like, you know, it's like now we're 2 months out of Primevals, and you know the people are still buying grails. Like floor prices now is up to, you know, is sitting around 0.8 or whatever. Whereas before, like after orcs and after like before Primevals, like before training, we were sitting at like 0.4. Like, you know, it was. So now it's just like I think what that means is we have the holder base is larger. People are, you know, down to hold now. And so it's like things are going to go up after news, but mainly things are going to go up after there's actually something that's like accomplished. So after there's something that's talked about, kind of hyped up a little bit, and then done, and then it's like moving on to the next thing. And so I think that's, you know, it makes sense why, you know, things would go up. And that's what I'm saying is, like you said it earlier, like it's not rocket science. Like NFTs is not rocket science. Like all of these, what these founders need to do is just like have an idea and then do it, and then like actually do it, and do it like
it's like just get to fucking work, dude.
And it doesn't take that, it's not that like, again, it's my pinned tweet, like don't spend a year on something, like don't overthink it, like just do the thing.
It's true.
And then if it doesn't work out, at least you did something, and like it gives something for people to do. I think like when I think of all the NFT sins, you know, and I think back about like why we were so led astray, it's like we just felt like we thought these founders like knew what they were doing, but they didn't know what they're doing. Like they were figuring it out along the way. And so, you know, I think that like there was the button that you could always press was hype. Like you could always press that button because it just worked. It was just like, it was a money printing machine, was like tweeting something stupid. And then now it's like that does not work. And so it's like, if you want price to go up, like if you want your project to be successful, just do what you say you're gonna do, and do it quickly. Like do it have it take you 2 months, 3 months, like not any longer than that, you know.
I definitely hear you. So you know what, like as we get like to the next part, let's get to like the infinite fun and like MidEvils ecosystem. And you know what, Candy, like maybe it would be like a good part. I made like a tier list video, and like I've seen many people crying, and I get it. Like I've cried myself. I've been bleeding behind my desk. I've guys, I need you to know this. I know like this is kind of like stepping on landmines, but I kind of would maybe just like get to the end results of like the tier list of like the 1 out of 1s, and like maybe have like your opinion on what you think is right or wrong. What do you think?
About what? About what 1 of 1s?
Medieval ones.
Oh, I mean, you mean like the Ghost Stars?
Every 1 out of 1. So basically, what I took as like a 1 out of 1, the 1 out of 1s from Ghost, as in like the Ghost Stars, the Orcs, the Primes, but like also like the ones which you basically handpick to basically get together, right? Like so, like the full MIC, for example.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that like it's an interesting market because we have kind of a lot. You know, it's like when you think about the Ghost Stars, the Orcs, the Primevals, and then the handpicked ones, which is like there's probably like, what is that, 40 or so across our entire ecosystem.
Yeah, but something like that.
Like, and this is like where the Grail, like, you know, market is. It kind of like it almost doesn't matter like what the quantity is. Like I think like a lot of, you know, I mean, I think a lot of these holders are just holding it, you know, for the prominence of it and then collecting it, which I think is cool. And I think that some are sicker than others. And I guess are you gonna force me to? Are you gonna?
No, if you're like, well, I don't want to do it, then I'm gonna respect that. I'm a very respectful little kitty. What do you think?
Yeah. And the Gwens are all 1 of 1s. And people are buying those. You know, I think it's like it's just fun to collect. You know, and so it's like, even when you think about, again, it comes back to like, you know, like one of like cards and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, PSA 10 Charizard or whatever, like, you know, if there's like people want to buy the most rare thing that they can, and it's not
sure.
The pop count matters, you know. If there's like a pop 20 versus the pop 10, like you want to buy the pop 10.
They're all equally rare though, right? Like that's the fun part about it, and like that's why I wanted to have like the hard kind of questions. Like you got like 2 Ghost Stars. I mean, like how do we quantify which one is fucking better?
Yeah, and it's all, again, like it's the trade you made with Bob. You know, it's like some people might see that trade and think one person is wrong and the other person's right. You know, and it's like it's all aesthetic. Like it actually doesn't. It completely depends on the buyer. You know,
it's true.
For Grails, I don't think that's true. I think there's objectively better MidEvils than others. You know, but for the 1 of 1s, I think from a holistic perspective, I think they're all pretty similar. I'm curious how you tiered them.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, are you like, do you want to get into it or no? Because like, if I was gonna get you in like a shitty position,
no, I'm curious what you put together, and I'll just tell you if I agree or disagree.
Okay, this is like the final product, there, brother.
Okay, I do disagree with a lot of this.
Really?
Yeah, let's see. I think the King. Dice Streamer's he's gonna kill me for this, but I don't think that's an S tier Ghost Star.
Oh, here we have Dice Streamer rolling on the floor, being dead.
Yeah, that sucks. I feel bad. He's gonna kill me because he's already a little bit. We're already on rocky ground.
Oh my god, you can't.
Let's see.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Bubblegum is S tier. I don't think Bubblegum's S tier. I think it's definitely not F. though, or what is that? Yeah. Or
I was gonna scold you on bubblegum.
Yeah, let's see. I also wonder if, let's see, bot star needs to be that high. Okay. The one that Bob has, you're so biased. I'm not breaking this down. The the gold prime is S tier. I agree, but the full Morgoth work is not B, dude. I think it's.
I can actually explain it, right?
Okay.
Basically, what I wanted to, or like what I tried to do, was to there's subjectivity in all of this, because if you're like, hey, you know what, I would sell my daughter in order to just get the XYZ, then who am I to tell you that's wrong, right? But I did want to quantify it a little bit, and at the end of the day, there's some subjectivity, but also the general kind of, if you spend too much time into the BST channel, you get a kind of good grasp of what will be traded for what, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of to where I'm for example, dude, I think Heat, it's truly I like that one, if not the most.
Yeah.
I think it's super. It's made it looks dangerous, it looks awesome, and it looks mid. But I cannot just put it as a or S tier, because it's wrong. If you're looking at the uncreated, a big part is the fact that Johnny has been foreshadowing that one for the longest time, right? It was the one a game was made about, right? It is if you're thinking of primes, then the Cyclops prime is probably your kind of your flagship prime.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it's that. Those are the things I'm talking to, what makes sense to me. I see Bob.
Yeah, Bob's yeah. We all know. Yeah, I mean, Bob, just so you know, I don't know how long you've been in here, but I'm backing you up, dog. I think it's not a B tier at all. I think, but I see what you're saying. I mean, well, the thing about orcs, there's less orcs than there are primes.
It's true.
And there's less one of ones. So part of me is I don't know. I mean, I think that I think it's
okay.
I think it's thicker. I think it's
question.
Yeah.
Let's say the full summoner. They're, if not better looking. I agree with you. Same with the Morgoth. Same with the Necromancer. But wait, would I fucking trade 50 soul for the full summoner? No, I would not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd pay a 50 soul. That's that's kind of a lot, I'm trying to look here. Okay, what's my? I think Chronic does own that Ghost Star is definitely S tier, and it's the only. I think it's the only true colored Ghost Star with the pink and the blue. 50 soul is up there for sure. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, I think Mobster is definitely S tier, in my opinion. Okay, this is another one that people are going to disagree with me on, but oh man, yeah, I don't think the Helm Star is S tier, which is
fuck me.
Yeah, I know you own it too. I'm sorry, I'm not picking on you,
dude. You know what? But that's fair. You know what? If I can be the hammer, I should also be the nail. To me, I like that one a lot. But tell me why.
I think let's see. Why do I don't know. Something about it's actually not even a reason. I just I'm when I'm hearing them, which one looks like a true Ghost Star. I think your laser, by the way, you own that laser, right? The laser Ghost Star. I think that one's a lot higher than C. I think that one, that one's I would want that one. I think it's probably preference.
I'll tell you why I place it where I place it though, because there's some logic in that. So basically, the metric and the flaw will be if you just a simple Ghost Star, Bubblegum, for example, then
yeah,
this one is wrong, right? but basically the more detail like you guys put into it, and like the more like special it is, I rated that higher.
I
So
feel
like
that.
yeah, so I was like, I like laser a lot, but like I also got to be like honest, I cannot like place it above champ or like cowboy, and like haunted also kind of looks better.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So you think the worst one of one we have is the bubblegum?
I actually think, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I actually wanted to put like one of the mix there, but I don't think that would have created enough drama.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
So
you're right.
Yang is basically giving me a hard time right now, and it's okay, Yang.
Yeah, man, this just gets me to want. This makes me want to get one. You know, I have floors too, so I'm like, maybe I need to get back in that market, but I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. All these holders are diamond hands. You know, so
Dude, I was going through like, are you still there, Kenny?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was going through like the wills of MidEvils, and like we're cooked in a good way, right? Like the ones with like it's literally CFI, JMOS, Bob, it's LA Gent, Yang is there. Like there's a lot of people who are extremely fucking vocal.
Yeah, definitely. It's like good. It's like if you want to come in and collect, it's tough. But as like a holder of MidEvils, you should feel good knowing that we have a really good like our whale group is sick because everyone's down to be like everyone's like just there for the love of the game, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, like no one truly has a life, one could say.
Yeah, I will say like it's MidEvils is. I mean, I'm not trying to compare, but it's been such a fun like from a founder perspective, it's been so fun. Like I feel like it's not been like a headache or like it's not been like stressful or I don't have people breathing down my neck. At the beginning, I did, but that's always the case, and I knew that. But it just feels a lot healthier. Like, I think everyone's just so much more mature now. Like 5 years after, you know, like we're all a little older too. Like when I came in space, I was 22 and now I'm 27, so it's like we're all actually a little bit more mature, you know. But,
it's true. It's true. I mean, like you could say that life has fucking beaten like the positivity out of us, right? So like whenever like we don't get scammed or rugged or like our assets do not like depreciate in value by 50% overnight, we're already like happy. Like
exactly,
it is what it is.
Yeah, we're happy, but I'm trying to think on if we're talking about MidEvils, we could maybe I could just do a quick update for the folks who are here who want to know, just because I've been out like this past week.
Hell yeah.
And so is Johnny, and I know that like IAB has as well. Because it's been, I mean, it's kind of crazy. We've been working on this pretty nonstop for, you know, a while. But anyway, Bob, as you know, has been kind of like running the casino. It's pretty sick. We have almost 1,500 MidEvils in training. We have 1,464, which is sick. I think like we're not even, and that's without a real announcement on the desert, which is our big burn at the end of the 3 months. So I think that number is going to maybe even, I mean, I'll be curious to see if it goes higher than what it did for Primeevils. And then we've had like a lot of prizes. We have prints that people are, I'll be shipping prints out. Yeah, that's a good thing to say, Cat. Yeah, all 101s are S-tier.
It's true.
But yeah, I think, so a lot of like the physical prizes like Ghost Stars, prints, those will be shipped out here within the next 48 hours. And the prints take a little bit longer because we're going to sign them, but which I don't think we specified. But so I'm getting them printed right now, but they have to come to my house. You know, I got to sign them and then ship them off. And so that's like going well, which is kind of cool. I don't know how many spins we've had total, but I know it's been a lot.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah. And then I know that we have a couple NFTs in there that we've added to the pool. We've had 3 Ghost Art collectibles, 4 prints, lots of Solana given out, and then 2 of the Infinite Fun PFPs have been won. So there's 1 left for people to get. And I'll be reaching out to the people on Discord at some point today to start working on that, which should be cool. So we got that cooking, and then we have this twin site that Bob's working on. That's going to go out, which I think will be fun for people to see. And then we have the Painted Squares. So Painted Squares site is like, it's finished, it's done. We're just buttoning up some of the art stuff on our side, but we'll be announcing that here very soon in the next couple days. And the way that this is working, the way this is functioning is Johnny and I are painting a certain amount. Like it's a fluid amount, but we're looking at around 40, maybe 50. And throughout the next couple weeks and couple months, we'll be kind of like dropping some of those in like batches. So for this first batch, there'll be 5 paintings that, Bob just said there's over 24,000 spins so far. It's kind of sick. It's a lot of
good numbers.
Yeah. So over the course of the next like couple weeks and months, you can participate in that. And basically for this, the beginning, it's only going to be prime. Primeval are what you're going to have to burn. And so you can't burn or you can't burn orcs. You're going to have to burn primevals, which I know is crazy because you had to burn 2 MidEvils to even get a prime. And so it's kind of hefty, but I think it's worth it. I think it's sick. Again, like what the Painted Squares are is something we've never really done before. So it's pretty, it's pretty unique to Infinite Fun in our ecosystem. So we're making it worth, you'll get a chunky thing in the mail. But yeah, that'll be launching here in the next couple of days. The site's finished. So, Bob crushed that. So now it's just up to.
Oh, nice. So it's, I mean, like, I think, dude, like Candy, I'm not gonna lie. I am so happy to be a part of this, dude. Like, like I'm speaking from the heart right now. Like, I'm having a lot of fun because like this shit is only getting started, right? Because like there seems to be like, we're creating, or like but like we as a community are creating like some kind of a playbook to where it's like a physical thing, which is a nice to have for like the real collectors among us. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, like having like the tile somewhere around there will look pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
But like what comes after the tile is like your mini kind of home run, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's like the actual burn. And that's the way that we've kind of seen it happen, and the way people interact with things is, like it's fun to get physical things, and like it's fun that this project is real in like a tangible sense. But it's also like we know that people really want the fun digital like NFT crypto experience. And so that's like, that's the home run that we're trying to get for each time. It's like, the Painted Squares, like these are just base hits, these are good hits, these are good solid, reps, and it's fun thing for people to be involved in. The casino is like something different. That's like a fun thing for people to be involved in. But then it's all gearing up towards that end. And that is like, Primes was, in my book, a huge success, and I think it was for a lot of people. And so, I think this playbook is something that, and again, we've said it since the very beginning, like we're experimenting, we're trying out new things, and like this seems to be working right now. So, okay, we'll go down that path. And as soon as that seems to not work, okay, we'll figure something else out. But we're just keeping it loose. So the Painted Squares is cool. It's an opportunity to burn. Someone's asking how many primes you need for the burn. It'll just be 1. So, which is not a lot, but in my book that feels like a lot, because that's a lot of value in one NFT. If you were there, you had to burn 2 mids, and now you have to burn your prime. So that's like kind of three NFTs burned. And I think it'll still be a fight. So for this first one, there'll be 5 Painted Squares that are up on our site, and it'll be a first come first serve. So whoever gets to it first. So I imagine those 5 will go quickly. I'm curious if they don't, then maybe we'll figure something else out. But I mean, I think they're pretty sick. So, and each painting is the painting by Johnny and me, and it's a one of one. You know, it's won't be replicated. So I think it'll be sick. But
so how would that work? Would it be like 5 different ones, and like and like do you make like copies of that, or is it like no 5? That's it.
Yeah, it'll just be 5. So and they're different. The art for them is like primeval focused. So I imagine like these painted squares will be like, if you're a fan of primeval, like you're gonna want to be involved with it. And so yeah, it'll just be that one. Like we're not making any digital scans of them, we're not replicating them. Each painting is a completely different character with like different colors or whatever. So what you get is very unique and is a physical painting, and it has like a wooden, it'll be a canvas and it'll have like a wooden frame. Nice. It'll also be framed. That way you can just put it on your wall and it'll look nice. You won't have to buy a frame for it or anything like that. So in my mind, I think it's sick. Like, you know, I think people will want one, and it's also nice that it'll be rolling. Like it's not all at once. So like if you didn't get one on the first drop, like if you tried and you didn't get it, you're not too pissed off because you can get the next one. And maybe it'll be the type of thing where like if Johnny and I want to just do one, like we'll just do a ghost drop. Like we'll just drop the link, and then whoever was up online at that point can get the one or something. Like, you know, we can mess around with how we want to do it. We can do different time zones, right, different parts of the globe, things like that.
Can you maybe elaborate something about like the total amount of tiles you're planning to release?
Yeah, it's hopefully 50.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So 50 mids burned, 50 primes, unless we change that. Unless if no one's burning primes, then obviously we'll reevaluate. But
I'm very confident that like you surround yourself with like a bunch of autistic retards who are happy to burn their liquid assets into something they will never ever be able to sell.
yeah, I know. It's like, you know, you gotta really love the art, and I think that's cool because like we have people do really like the art. Like they're down to collect, and I respect that. And again, it's like we'll keep on going till we go. But I think that, like, you know, even just looking at the floor, like what is on the floor, it's like no longer is it just different floor. Like, you know, there's a lot of mid rares in there. Like, I mean, there's so many beasts on the floor too, which is interesting because it kind of, that's where I think a lot of people have also been like listing beasts from like this would happen with DeGods a lot. Like when DeGods started running up, is there were people who would be like, oh, I'll just list it at 20 soul, it'll never get purchased, and then they just like forgot about that. And then there would be literal grails. Like I remember on the first run up of DeGods, like there was a Nebula skin listed on Solana, listed on Magic Eden at like 20 soul, and the floor price at DeGods was at like 12 soul. And I was like, what the hell? Like, so I just bought it, and it was a dude who just listed it and forgot about it. And then, you know, like retraded that Nebula. But so I think we're kind of in a situation now where like a lot of people have listed mids at like a dream price, but now that's kind of just becoming the price. So it's interesting. But I will say, like, the beasts also, like, they need a little bit of love, and Johnny and I know that. So because
I hope you're listening to that, folks, because man, I've been like burning myself like a bunch of beasts, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, like don't mind me asking, but like that little little nugget you just gave, does that have to do with like the desert?
Here's what I'll say is, like, Johnny and I can do whatever we want, you know. So it's like last time for Primevils, you had to burn two MidEvils to save the prime, but it was a free mint. I mean, I'm just talking out loud. Like, this is literally first idea, but it's like, what if there were increased odds on minting something rare if you had, like, you know, a beast, or like, what if it was, instead of burning 2 mids, it was burning 1 beast, or, you know, and that doesn't decrease the supply of the collection, but that does something with the beast. Like now, like, and I've been talking about this kind of behind the scenes more with like the team, is like, okay, what happens when people aren't willing like, do we need the supply to go down? Like, I think that's definitely the focus. I think like at the beginning of the year, the goal was to burn 25% of the collection by the year, and I think that we're going to do that. But it's like, okay, after that, what happens? It's like, okay, now MidEvils is in a situation where we have like collections within the collection. You know, we have evils, we have beasts, we have orcs, we have primes. You know, we have whatever's going to happen in the future. And it's like, is it more interesting now to do certain things within those collections? And I think that's where, like, again, the thesis from the beginning with Johnny and me is like, that's kind of where we wanted the collection to be at, because we wanted it to feel very diverse, and it allows us to do things within it. So all that to say, like, I don't think we're there yet. I think the collection's still too big. I think there's not enough diversity in it, but I think when it gets to that point, I think it'll get really interesting.
Talking about diversity, I also made like we won't go into that one because like we're definitely like closer to the end than the beginning. But when I was like, I made like a tier list video on like the primeval skins as well, and I like how you guys basically chucked like a very political message in like the prime storytelling to where they were here before us.
No.
What does that mean, brother?
Midland is their land, you know, truly, you know.
it's true. I mean, like, but you know what? Like, why don't we just like close down on like a few kind of like predictions, right? Like to just like close it off with like, what do you think like we'll see for like some narrative predictions in like the next 2 weeks, or like next month or so?
Yeah, next month. Yeah, no, it's good. So I think to bring it back to all the way to the beginning, I think what Misfits did and what Anomaly is doing is interesting, and I think that that's what we're going to see more of. I think that a lot of founders or a lot of people that want to actually work on stuff, like can't do like meme coins is hard because there's just a whole stigma around that. It's hard to actually build like a product or like have a creative idea and implement that. NFTs has always been the place for creative people to try new things, to like do something that's like art facing but also product facing. And so I think that stays true. So NFTs is definitely like, and Solana is the perfect place to do it because it's cheap to work on it. The infrastructure is amazing. So I'm curious to see if there's going to be more people who see kind of these free mints become successful, and then like are able to sustain that. So I think that maybe we'll see more of that. I think we'll probably see also just more degenerate mints happening, like more free degenerate mints, which I would just say don't touch it. And then my question, not my prediction, is how will these free mints sustain themselves? Like, they didn't make money off the mint. The royalties are good for a week or two, but then that drop. What do you do when like kind of that hype dies down? Basically, how do you bring in cash to like continue your product, like continue your idea? And that's where it gets creative. Like that, and I don't think it's bad. Like I think you know, if you're a part of this, if you're like buying in on like a project, one of these free projects, and they're trying to do something to raise money or something, like I would say, you know, that's what they like. You watch out for good ideas, you know, watch out for bad ideas, but also like if it's a good idea, you know, I think it's like, you know, that they got to do what they got to do. So I'm curious what those projects are going to do to keep the lights on, you know.
True. I mean, like, hard to disagree there. I completely agree with you that like this is going to be like some kind of a new meta. It's bringing like a lot of attention, right? And people seem to like it, like enough to where like the price goes up like 10-20x because like it costs like 0.01 sol, including transaction costs, and it's not a whole lot, but like it's still like that's some crazy return on investment even on like smaller amounts. It could be like, who knows, like this might be like the some of like the oscillators, right? Because like you're seeing that there's a clear demand for these things. You're also seeing that there's simply not a whole lot of liquidity. Who knows, this might be something to where like things could snowball because like people are taking profits starting from zero, right? these might like get rotated into like more of the blue chip kind of projects. I think we're gonna see like a whole lot more fucking around and finding out. And I think like this is probably like a very good step, because like more than anything, people are starting to have fun within collections, and I don't think like we're there to where like we see like the predatory kind of behavior just yet, because like there's not enough liquidity. But I do kind of feel that we're in a position to where artists who feel like they want to get their art out for like creativity's sake, we might see like developments there. Also, I'm also gonna make like a prediction. I think like we're seeing like some crazy kind of retests on support. I think like we're gonna like continue higher up versus like the native currency. Like it's gonna suck versus US dollar. It is what it is.
Yeah,
we're all poor. Might as well just like buy JPEGs with it. I think we're there.
Yeah. I think it's a good thought. And like I said last time, like you asked prediction for last time, I said I think it would come from the artists. Like I think like we're starting to see one artists come out of their shells again. Like the market is seeming to be interested in art and like collecting for the sake of collecting. And I think like now with these free mints and with like other stuff I'm seeing, like okay, we're starting to see that, you know. So and honestly, like coffee, there's this, hold on one second. Coffeeaholic is working on, he's working on DeGods. He sent me this and I need to do that.
I'm having a coffee on Monday.
Okay, bet. Yeah, so Coffee's a great guy. I need to read that. He sent me this article. But basically anything that he's doing, like, I'm gonna be down to like interested in, because he's a great artist. He's been around for a while. And now he's working on something that's cool. And yeah, he's in the chat. I didn't even know he's in the chat. Like this is this is sick. And so like I said, like I think we're gonna see more of this, and I think it's like a lot of these artists are well intentioned. They just want a platform. Like they want an ability to create something and to kind of like test that out. And this is the perfect opportunity to do that. And it's cool to kind of see that happening. So I don't know about where price is going to go. I don't know about like, keep like roadmap, keeping the lights on. I don't know about that. That's something they got to figure out, but at least the people are interested in it. And that's a great step one, you know?
Absolutely. On that note, brother, let's connect in a week and a half. I think like probably that will be Tuesday the 23rd if I were to guess.
Yeah, I think that works in my calendar, so I think we can plan on that, and then we can just then we'll just be on schedule.
All right. Well, I mean, like that's probably it. Like guys, like thank you so much for tuning in. Like we are like with what, like 255 live listeners, even though like our marketing has like been there's been like a lot of uncertainties these days, folks, but like we'll grow this bitch. We'll get better at it. Like if you're enjoying this, do not forget to share this with your friends, because you know what, like we want to like make sure that this is like both a hub to infinite fun ecosystem and like the NFT Cat ecosystem, but more so like anyone who fucking believes in like this industry we all know and love, that we expand upon this bitch, right?
Sir.
So having said that, thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated. Candy, as always, I've had like a lot of fun. Thank you guys for like tuning in, and on to the next one.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Cat. You're the best, man. See you guys.